Wednesday. It is the 6th. It's the 6th of August. And it's interesting. We do a thing on my radio program. It's called This Day in History, and we have a lot of fun with it. But today's one of those days where we look back at something that took place 80 years ago today that shaped the world that we live in now. And it is both amazing and frightening. And that, of course, was Hiroshima. And when you think about what took place, what happened, how it happened, as far as, the race to get the German scientists to build, with the Manhattan Project and Los Alamos and, Oppenheimer. We can go through all that stuff. And then to deliver it, to the island of Tinny with the likes of the Indianapolis, made really famous for the movie Jaws. And then Paul Tibbets and his men taking a 12-and-a-half-hour ride and dropping a bomb on a unsuspecting Hiroshima in an instant, killing 70 to 80,000 people and shaping the world in a way that is, just whoa. We, for the most part, it was like we harnessed the sun. Was it 120 million degrees in the air? You think about that for a second. And another 70 to 80,000 died the following week. It was incredible and terrifying and scary, and did it a week later in Nagasaki. And eventually the Japanese said we had enough, and that was that. But when you think about what took place and how it took place and the human spirit to do that, and then the making the awful call to do what they did in hopes that it would save potentially millions of lives. Yeah, it's a tough thing right there. That is. It's a tough thing. But the war ended, and alas, we've never used another atomic bomb or nuclear bomb, and thank God for that. And hopefully we never will. But I just, today we did a big thing on, Paul Tibbets and some of the survivors talking about what they went through that day, and the luck, the horror of what took place. And I think it's a good time to sit back and remember, okay, you know what? The world's been in some places before. And no doubt about that. No doubt about that. We move on from there. And good evening, everybody. Hope you're well. What's up, S. Jones Jacks? Thanks so much. The Boring Cap. So out here in Tennessee, they are going to be building what they're calling the B&A hole. So that's, of course, we've got the airport, and they're going to do, I guess it's like a loop. And so Teslas will travel, and the Boring Company is going to build this loop where you can pick up a Tesla, take the tunnel, and then get off in certain areas. And there's I guess there's going to be an elevator or something that takes you up to the streets. And it's going to be very interesting. And they're going to do it on their own dime with no public funding, apparently. And it's going to be pretty awesome. I'm kind of pumped about it. So, knock on wood, they're going to start soon. And we'll see what that looks like. Because, you never know. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see the way that this thing comes about. But watching people freak out over, it's like, oh, billionaires getting rich. I'll say, he's saying he's paying for it, right? He wants a place where he can do this. So let's see. I know they've got it in Vegas. And Jax, you guys are going out there. I'm excited to go to Vegas in November. Hope they do have one, I think. I don't know what it's like, but I think Vegas does have one. And you might be the only one out in Vegas, according to all the stuff that's happening out there. Meanwhile, though, we move on from there. The Democrats are still MIA in Texas. And I just want to say something. And I tweeted this out earlier. The reason they called originally the special session that was taking place in Texas, is to respond to a few things. First being obviously the response of the floods, and then THC, because as we all know, they're all terrified, especially Lieutenant Governor. Lieutenant Governor scared of, weed or whatever. I'm like, what the hell are you scared of? Just for God's sakes, grow up. But originally, it was to respond to what took place in the Hill Country and Kerrville. Was it 137 total dead, 3 missing? And then the Republicans got a call from Trump, and they're like, you should really go out and get 5 more of these seats. You're going to be stoked. And so that's what this has become. And it's political theater. And the Democrats are, you know what? They're doing what they do. The media is hailing them as heroes. It is ridiculous. There's no grown-ups anymore in politics. There isn't. People ask me why I don't have politicians on. It's hard because I think most of them are clowns. I do. I think most of them are clowns. I think they're, it's party first, personal second, anything left for the people to hand it out. And it is, Abbott's out there going, we're going to have you guys arrested, brought to the Capitol so we can have a quorum. And then what? I'm just out of curiosity. So then you can set up 5 new seats, which, as I remind everybody, the 5 seats that they're going to set up and the district as they redraw it, and gerrymandering is, Massachusetts said that they're going to, we're going to call special session too. You don't have any Republicans. What are you going to do? You're going to draw seats in Texas. What do they do? I don't know. Maybe something, maybe nothing, because the courts are going to sort it all out. There's no doubt about that, because that's the world we live in. But then everybody gets to go and cheer and go, look at us. We're brave. We fled to Illinois. Illinois. Fantastic, because they're not corrupt or gerrymander anything. It's such a joke. It is. We should have better drawn. You know what? We should have AI draw up the districts in the redistricting. So that way, you don't get a cherry pick. Because when you start cherry picking and doing the stuff that they're doing, what ends up happening is less and less competitiveness. More important is the primary. And fringes end up winning. That's something we don't want. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Beto O'Rourke sighting.
Absolutely. If we fail, the consolidation of authoritarian power in America will be nearly unstoppable. That means more masked, plainclothes federal agents without badges or warrants sweeping our fellow Americans up off the streets. It means more retribution and persecution and even violence for Trump's political opponents. And it also means that a Republican majority Congress with these 5 stolen seats, if we allow them to succeed, will roll out the royal red carpet for a Trump 3rd term. So
he's not going to do a 3rd term. You guys, fear. Yeah. Beto doesn't age. He doesn't. He's, he keeps himself fit. What are you going to do? The 3rd term thing, stop it. Stop with that shit. The 3rd term. Oh, he's going to do a 3rd term. He's not. He's not going to do a 3rd term. He isn't. I'm so frustrated with politicians whose only thing is, let me show you how horrible the other side is and scare the crap out of you and bring nothing to the table that would get you to go, you know what? Maybe you're the person I want to vote for because you seem to have some sort of ideas. No, instead it's like, you know what? The orange guy, it's horrible. He is. He's going to run for a 3rd term. He's going to have jackboot thugs walking around with mask on, beating people in the street all day. That's all that's going to happen. Oh, yeah, it's going to, it's coming. It's coming. Do you have any ideas? Yeah, he's bad. That's not an idea. Do you have any ideas for the people? No. What's the best idea? Well, we could try to win his people over with our, like, hey, my plan is this. My ideas are this. And what do you think of them? Oh, that's tough, though, because that's reason. You're going to have to try to get people. I got a better idea. They're the worst, and they're evil, and I'm your only savior.
And then integration happened and everybody thought they accept us. They don't accept us. They are showing us who they are. We should believe them. And we better have the courage to stand up. Otherwise, we will fall for anything. And in this country, we will be defeated, deported. I mean, we will lose all of our rights. And if you think it can't happen, it can. And I will liken this to the Holocaust. People are like, well, how did the Holocaust happen? How was somebody in a position to kill all them people? Well, good people remain silent. Or good people didn't realize that what happens to them can very soon happen to me or somebody I love.
Yeah, it's not the Holocaust. It's not. Settle down with the Holocaust. It's not. The Democrats have this mindset that Republicans would let Trump. Yeah, are there some wackadoos out there who are crazy AF? Yes. That somehow Republicans and independents would be like, well, Trump wants to run for a third term and rule the world and lock up his opponents as far as anybody goes who speaks out against him. And that's not going to happen because you underestimate your fellow citizens and countrymen and women. Stop doing that. That's not meant for you to come at with reason, though. It's meant to scare you. That I'm the only person that could save you. I'm the best person for the job to save you in this situation. Both sides do it. We're talking about it today. It is so frustrating that we have all these people in the country and we have nobody that I look at and I go, oh, yeah, you know what? I like you. I like your ideas. Because we've allowed the fringe elements to dominate in primaries. We've gerrymandered everything. So whoever, like we've got today, Marsha Blackburn announced that she's running for governor. Okay, she's running for a governor. Well, the primary is all that matters. No Democrat has any shot to win. It's the primary that matters most. And I've seen this over and over again. A few years ago with Hobbs in Arizona and, Karen Taylor Robeson. And she was running. She was great. She would have beaten Hobbs by 10 points. She couldn't get out of the primaries, though. She lost to Carrie Lake. What happened? Carrie Lake lost. And then, of course, it was stolen and, the usual stuff that happens. But the extremes, as we gerrymander more and more, and we allow people to draw up these districts to the point where they solidify stuff with no competitiveness. And remember this, if I don't have to worry about losing my job, I have no incentive to work for you. That's something that I wish people would take in. They have no incentive other to enrich themselves, keep their fiefdom, and their donors happy. And if anything's left, maybe talk to the serfs about it. That's bullshit. Absolute crap. And continues to infuriate me. Never fall in love with a politician. Fall in like. Make them work for you. Make them work for you. It's not hard. And I don't expect for perfection. I don't think anybody should expect perfection. But what I think we should expect is you're making an effort. And you're making an effort not just for the loudest people on Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. You're making an effort for everybody. We don't get that. And we won't get that. Not until things start to change. Not until people start to demand, hey, we hired you, go do a job, go do it, right? Do your thing. And while you're doing your thing, do the best for everybody you possibly can. I don't expect perfection. But instead, the loudest hold everybody's feet to the fire for things that are so ridiculous. And the exhausted majority, which is you and I and everybody else, we sit around and go, what the hell happened? How did this happen? How did this happen? Keep doing what we're doing. We're going to keep getting the same results. We need to demand more. Tonight, South Park. Is it tonight? I think it's tonight, South Park. Man, they're going to troll the shit out of Kristi Noem. And I think Charlie Kirk, too. It looks kind of funny. These guys are great. You know, lean into it. You got to lean into that stuff. And I'm excited. And it's funny. It's funny because I'll go and I'll talk about it. My national show, people go, oh, it's funny. And my local show, some will, but because we're in Tennessee, it's very red. And a lot of people are like, I didn't think it was funny. I'm like, it was totally funny. It is. If you can't laugh at yourself and the ridiculousness, a lot of this stuff, I mean, you know, just lean into it. I think Charlie Kirk actually kind of did a funny job when he was talking about the fact that they were making fun of him. Hell, lean into that. Lean into it. Great. You know what? They're paying attention. I've hit a nerve. I have. I've hit a nerve. And that's a great thing. It is. It is an absolute. Who wouldn't want that? Like if they told you today, the average person out there, hey, South Park wants to do a funny skit using you and your ridiculousness for whatever it is. You're like, hell yeah. Abso-freaking-lutely. Absolutely. So tomorrow, a lot more stuff to do. Kind of a short one tonight. We got a bunch of stuff going on. Daughter's coming in from Arizona with her friend, big birthday time. So thought I'd jump on here tonight just to have a little bit of fun and talk about this. And something else. And we do this more and more. We need more and more people who are out there talking to everybody, showing stuff that what life really is. You know, I read a great article today, and we'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow on the radio show, maybe tomorrow night, of Lauren Boebert and Jamie Raskin, two opposite ends of politics, too loud and, you know, proud Republicans, MAGA, and totally anti-MAGA. But an article of how they've become the unlikeliest of friends. When he was going through cancer and she was going through her pregnancy and them spending time together. And we need more of that. We do. And we need to stop holding people who are on the other side. It's like, I can't be a friend with that, or I can't be seen with somebody. That's such crap. You'd be surprised the stories I hear from politicians, some of which I like, that I got to know, who would tell me stories about David Schweiker out in Arizona, that he'd be with a Democrat friend of his, and he's like, man, I got to get off the elevator here at this floor because, you know, if the public sees me with you. And I'm like, oh my God, that's what? So we're going to do a little bit of that tomorrow for sure. We're going to do it on the radio show, and we'll do it here too. But I want to leave you with this. You know what matters in life the most? Family. Period. Case closed. And I saw this the other day, and I kept thinking, I'm going to do it. And I said, you know what? Today I'm going to do it, you know, because I think we need it. This is a dad and a girl. She's obviously like a travel softball. She's probably 10, 11. And I think she wants a new bat. And she doesn't know. Dad got her a new bat.
You said really slow motion. I looked and it was yellow. What the crap? Let's go. Right.
That right there. I love that. We need more of that. About family, about friends. A lot of the rest of this stuff is just noise. I think we need to remember that a little bit more. Be kinder to each other. Have conversations. Try to find solutions. And laugh. You guys have a great night. Do it again tomorrow. Check it out 6 to 9 in the morning on the West Coast, East Coast, 9 to noon. And we'll be back here tomorrow night. I think my uncle will join us again, talk about all kinds of wackiness and craziness, including a little nature messing you up, because, you know, we love doing that. Have a blessed night. You guys be safe out there, and I'll see you tomorrow.